I find that when it comes to selling investment real estate, there's three main objections I always get from almost everybody, no matter how motivated they are to own investment real estate. They're always going to throw a few of them out at you. Okay, so there's three big ones, but probably the one that I find I'd like to discuss right now would be vacancies. Most people have this objection, about investment real estate. They're worried that it won't be occupied, and they don't want to pay the mortgage, the property taxes, insurance, and utilities out of their pocket. They want the tenant to pay that. So everyone always worries about that, especially for their very first investment property. So if that's the only thing standing between you and the sale of a property, just think how valuable handling that objection might be. It could be worth $10,000 or $20,000 to you in terms of a commission. So my idea here is to take these very seriously and handle them really, really well. So the first thing we want to think about, okay, is the sales and communication process. And there's a process to follow when you're handling objections from your clients. So there's really a 5-step process. The first thing you want to do is acknowledge their opinion. And then you want to rephrase their objection as a question. Then you would get agreement on that. Okay, and then you're going to answer the question because you want to make sure you're answering the right question, right? So you answer it, and then you're going to check their opinion. So that would be something that I consider a proper sales and communication process and a professional technique to talk to clients. So I've got it right here. So now let's think about the objection. If someone asks us, well, yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I'd like to invest in this property, but I'm really concerned it won't be occupied, and I don't want to, it'll be vacant, because everyone will say that. So first thing you'll do, so acknowledge their opinion. Oh, I understand why you would say that. The last thing you'd want to do is have to pay the mortgage and property taxes out of your pocket. And there is a certain vacancy rate in the market. And so we understand that. And so, so what you're saying to me though is if you could be comfortable that the property could be occupied, and you wouldn't have to pay a lot of those expenses out of your pocket, then you'd be comfortable purchasing investment real estate. Would that be correct? So that's your rephrasing the objection as a question. So then step 3 is agreement. So let them say back to you, yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. I agree with that as my question or objection. Then the 4th step is really to answer it. So then you can say, talk about the fundamentals of the market. I find those are some of the best things that help someone feel comfortable that when they buy investment property, it will be occupied. So when you as a real estate agent really understand your market, so you talk about this property they're looking at buying, you can talk about the section of the city it's in, you talk about the vacancy rate in that area over time. Maybe it's over the last 10 years, maybe the lowest it's ever been is 2%, but the highest it's ever been is 7%. Okay, so even with a 7% vacancy, you find that 93% of properties are occupied. Okay, so that's the first thing that you could say. Then if this property has a desirability by tenants much greater than 50% of the other properties out there, that really helps it to be one of those ones that's occupied. The other thing is knowing things about, the population growth in that area. Talk about new jobs in the area, where people were going to want to live near work, so they might move to that area, or new businesses coming into the area and how many employers they're going to add in the area. Or maybe there's transportation changes that are happening. Maybe there's a new bus route or that's going to go through that area that's going to make that area more desirable. So when you talk about fundamentals, I find that the best way to get people comfortable that when they buy an investment property, they won't have vacancy issues. And I would encourage you to do that. And not only answering the question for them will make them feel really comfortable, but if you have the knowledge and confidence and conviction in how you say it, that'll portray the body language as well. That'll help them feel more confident and feel real secure about owning an investment property. I find with most salespeople, the only thing they really cover off is answering the question. And rarely do I see other salespeople acknowledging opinions or rephrasing questions or checking opinion at the end. Those are major steps you do not want to miss, and they could be the difference between a sale of a property done very well and effectively or not. So I want to share this with you. This is a proper sales and communication process and how I look at handling objections. And if you'd like to learn more about sales and communication techniques and closing sales, go over to sixfigureconversations.com. There's lots more information there for you. So check it out and I'll see you over there. And you can always see the link down below. It's down there as usual. Okay. See you there.